Few go down into the abyss, fewer still return. Only one came back with the blade. It ain't a big deal, though. You can have it. Aquila's been haunting that ring since I recovered it from his tomb. Don't worry, all he'll try to do is spook you. Mage who made those boots always had plenty of mana. Terrible memory, though. He just gave them away after a while. That omelet's always been good for killing you or your enemies. Don't get lost in the bloodlust like its creator did. That armor was constructed in the nether. It's too bad everyone down there is too weird looking to fit into it. I got those off an old mercenary who could heal from any wound. Nothing an old magnet can fix, though. You gotta be a real good mage to get that ring, or just a pretty decent pickpocket. It ain't easy getting the battle fury off someone. Just try to be alone and be good at dodging. Wanna know how to get a belt off a warlord? Takes a lot of booze and a very regretful night. It ain't easy to get a blade off a time wizard. Of course, it ain't easy for a time wizard to get out of a quicksand pit neither. Raiding the tomb of history's greatest assassin is probably not smart, but hopefully I'll have that dagger on me if he comes back. Found that in the inner sanctum of some blood worshippers. Acted like they wanted me to take it. Combine all those little balls and you get yourself a lot of confidence. Which doesn't usually turn out good for either of us. You're just gonna drink whatever's in that thing? Okay, good luck. Is that my old bottle? Don't let Sniper near it, he does terrible things to it. There's bracers everywhere, but none are quite like that one. It might just be the most uncomfortable. Everybody and their grandma's got a broadsword. She used to spank me with hers. A lot of armies have carried that thing into battle. Of course, they don't really check who exactly they're letting carry it. That ain't any old chainmail. That was the cheapest chainmail at the chainmail shop. It was a bargain. Got that circlet at a royal princess's birthday party in one of the presents. Sorry. Clarity, huh? I know it might look and taste like water, but it ain't. You sucker. Finding clarities was never hard. I just need a 10-minute break from you. Clarities, huh? I know how you feel. They tell me I'm pretty dumb, too. That claymore used to belong to a man that could cut through any armor. After a nasty fall, it cut through his, too. That cloak used to belong to a real talented magus. In his off time, he was a real talented stalker, too. You ever try to wrestle a club out of an ogre's hand? Yeah, me neither. It's a lot easier to just wrestle them out of slain heroes' bodies. That belonged to the greatest warrior of some crystal cave folk. Yeah, he wasn't the best fighter out in the daylight, though. You got about an equal chance to kill yourself with the Daedalus as your enemies. They really need to put a better grip on that thing. Dagon could make anybody feel like a wizard. Even that ogre I took it from that zapped himself in the face. I always find the diffusal blades stowed away in vaults by summoners. They always have it guarded by illusions, too. Idiots. Whoever wears that can defy wizards with confidence. Don't defy your shop payments for it, though, or I'll have to come and take it back. One time I had to track that thing down, and 2 idiots ended up getting it for me. Funny how things work out. Best way to get close to that is to get tortured by it. Best way to escape with it? There really isn't one. It ain't too hard to get your hands on the divine. Problem is keeping hold of the damn thing. Never rob a necromancer's grave. He's been hanging around my shack for weeks. Oh, that poor thing has no idea what it's in store for her. Oh, courier's been around since heroes have been around. Someone's gotta get the short end of the stick. That's a lot of couriers. You're pretty needy, huh? That old drum's been used for everything. Last time I recovered it, it was during a very exhausting dance competition. Just of appearance. That should be a surprise. It ain't hard finding dust of appearance. It's hard finding the victims, though. Buy as much dust as you want. I ain't gonna call you paranoid. You are, though. A lot of athletes steal that thing so they can run faster. They can run pretty good, but never were good at hiding. When I tried to recover that from a wizard, he swallowed it. That didn't turn out good for either of us. Don't worry, it's not really elf skin. Would be easier to get if it was, though. That ethereal blade was used by a ghost knight for centuries. Yeah, he faded away once I brought him his long-lost trousers, though. If you're wanting to reclaim that scepter from a rogue wizard, best wear iron boots. It's really the only way. That talisman evaded me for the longest time. It doesn't move so fast when you put a string around it, though. Fly, courier! Fly! It's a pretty easy spell to make that thing fly. Don't tell vengeful spirit, though. Whee! Land's most beautiful witch came up with that to force back admirers that got a little too close. Like me. Found those on a strong man that was crushed under a rock. Guess he tried to lift with his feet. To get that gem, I had to go through an old crypt with invisible traps. And just because they were invisible don't mean they was any good. Only way to get that scepter was to become a ghost. That wasn't the first time I died, though. Those gloves used to belong to a con man. He was pretty quick with his hands. Unless he was sleeping, that is. The tribal healer that wore that never took it off. Unless he was washing his hair. If you knew where I found that on that halfling, you wouldn't be wearing it. How do you recover a weapon that disarms you when you touch it? Carry it with your feet. Legend says that they could never pierce the helm of iron quills. That's why they just lobbed it off from the neck. You gotta be fast to be able to grab the hyperstone or carry a lot of nets. Hope you're strong enough to carry all them. They ain't called Iron Branch for nothing. Best way to find an Iron Branch is to smack yourself with it. If you broke something, you found one. I done plucked that javelin out of Roshan's posterior. Turns out he was using it as a toothpick, which is all sorts of wrong. That sphere protected its last owner from an immensely powerful spell. Just once, though. People will beg you to get that mask off them after a while. The trick is getting close without them killing you. That blade mail can kill you if you attack it. Ooh, that's why you trick someone to get it for you, then pick it up when they're both dead. I had to wrestle that one away from a lightning rod atop a monastery. I really shouldn't have worn my belt. A vain warlord used to stare at himself in that axe's reflection. That's probably why I didn't see the arrow coming. It ain't easy trying to steal a mantle off a queen. Gets easier when they bury her in it, though. That used to be connected to an even larger contraption. But after a few whacks, mechanism's the only thing that came off. You'd be surprised at how many dead soldiers I find that medallion on. Sometimes fear's a good thing. Ooh, now careful where you put that. I plucked it off a hand of a gold statue that was scratching its nethers. They only make mithril hammers out of mithril hammers, which makes kind of a conundrum. That thing only comes out during thunderstorms. Which ain't too hard to make if you bother a razor enough. That there was stowed away in a jungle temple. Damn monkeys were bopping me on the head with it for weeks. Picked that one up at a vampire masquerade ball. It wasn't that bad till they made me start doing blood shots. A lot of scholars steal that thing so they can get an edge. If they don't give it back to me fast enough, I show them mine. Careful with that, you never know what's gonna pop out. Could be demons, bombs, or a human with a loud stick and a motorized hand. You never know what you'll find at the Lost and Found. Especially if the Lost and Found is the royal jewelry box. I've seen a lot of would-be muggers beaten to death with that staff. Turns out all you had to do was ask for it. A fire demon used to wield that orchid. He used it a few too many times, though. It started using him. Observer wards. At least someone's gonna be paying attention. Back in my day, observer wards had tongues instead of eyes. Not very useful. Them wards aren't seeing much besides your pocket. Throw a few down. An old doctor gave that one to me. Said it was so I could live a long and happy life. Who needs that? I accidentally ran over a traveling phaser once, and he didn't want to die with his boots on. At least no one's gonna find his body. Whoa, sure, that pipe will protect you from others, but don't protect you from itself. Puff it too much and you'll end up with a whooping cough like the last guy. That plate mail used to belong to Geno B. Rokentoe. You can imagine why he got rid of it. I had to recover that from an assassin once who shoved it into private places so people didn't see it coming. That didn't work out well for either of us. I love Portal too! The scrolls. Portal scrolls. Scrolls are a dime a dozen. I wrote one once on potato paper. Got grabbed by a bird, though. You got portals, and I'm your weighted companion. What more do you need? I bought those off a famous fashion designer. He was right. They go with anything. Got that blade off a fallen gnome who was crushed by a fallen tree. I'll let you guess as to why. That's what happens when you stab a phoenix. A damn fire never comes off. A lot of mercenaries steal that thing so that they can beef up. Well, you get too beefed up, it's pretty easy to get pushed down. Wizard once had a bright idea to make another refresher and use it on itself. He refreshed himself right out of existence. Only way to get that ring is to marry a gnome. I miss him. I've seen that relic on hundreds of battlefields, usually under a big pile of bodies. I bought that ring off a blind man who used to keep it on his dresser. Turns out it has a real bad glare if you're not wearing it. They ain't joking when they say the robe corrupts you. That's why it always pays to have hired help. You ain't making no fast getaways if you nab that ride, but just 'cause you're slow don't mean you can't be scrappy. I wore that once during a sacrificial ritual. It's a good thing I take daggers to the chest pretty well. Healing salve, huh? I won't tell you what it's made out of. You don't want to know. Life expectancy sure was shorter before the salves. Maybe it was better that way. That's good thinking with the salves. They probably are gonna beat the hell out of you. That one's got a hot temper. I always find him hanging around in the deserts. That thing will eat your soul if you touch it. Should I have told you that before you bought it? Well, too late now. Agams, I ain't never loved nothing except her. Except her, you get it? I kill myself. Us keen folk love us some Shadowblade. We've been passing it down for years. Never do see who exactly is passing it, though. A lot of people say that thing is useless. It's a pretty good way to hitch a ride with Visage out of the maze. Smooth talking a goddess out of her stuff ain't easy. You got a lot of time to brainstorm when you're frozen solid, though. I had to snatch that thing out of a dragon's lair. If it wasn't a fire dragon, I'd probably still be frozen there. Only way to escape with that thing is to wear a helmet. Or 2. Or 3. I found those on a corpse wrapped up in a spider web. Guess Broodmother didn't approve. Smoke of deceit, huh? You don't see many people buying that. It's kind of the point, though. You could find those boots anywhere. It's not a big surprise. Shopkeepers that sell them usually wear them, too. Nothing like a little sting to get the memory working. But it does get irritating. I done got that staff of wizardry from an old mage who used it as payment so I could go find a staff of wizardry. I don't even know. Magic stick. It's the item of choice for homeless wizards. If Brewmaster catches you breaking one of his enchanted barrels, protect yourself in any way you can, even with one of the barrels. Sentry Ward. Someone's gonna be surprised. Observer Ward's made its creator rich. Not as rich as the Sentry Ward creator, though. I ain't sure what you're hunting for, but with that many wards, you're bound to find it. It ain't easy to get away with that scythe when it's turned you into a pig, but I am a quick pig. Now, don't forget it takes 2 to tango. You and the tree. Finding tango fruit ain't rare. Tango trees, though, different story. Tangos! Good for your health, but great for your garden. They said a Tarrasque's heart could never stop beating. That's why we just cut it out. Them boots are always reliable till you need 'em. At least that's what I reckon since I got 'em off a dead guy. Best way to get that is to make sure nothing's around you. Eventually that traveler will come teleporting to you. Old Monastery had the ultimate orb for years. Luckily for me, they spend most of their time praying to it instead of hiding it. And demons have funerals too, you know. They just don't really care what happens to the remains. They say the best defender in the land was turned into that shield. It does tend to flinch when you smack it, I guess. That veil's pretty much a requirement for any up-and-coming diabolical wizard. Hell, they'll just give it to you if you laugh and shake your fist at the sky long enough. I had to pick that thing up from the poison jungles. Next time I'll wear gloves. I had to recover that thing off a centaur that was using it as a special piercing. That didn't work out well for either of us. Vladimir wanted to make everybody a vampire, even the Order of the Sunbathers. Not a very forward thinker, that one. You gotta go all the way down to the Nether to get a Void Stone. Or you could just rob Pugna's place. It's really your call. Anybody can make a magic wand. What matters is what you do with it. If you're like me, it makes a good back scratcher. Wearing that will give you voices in your head. And make good company for the ones I already had, though. When those two lovebirds get together, it's a fine, fine romance. Of violence. That one there's cool and collective. Likes to relax in peaceful, damp forests. Axe is attacking your bottom tower. If you got low health, back off. Axe is going after your middle tower. He might try to make you battle hungry. Axe is attacking your top tower. He might try to make you berserk. Earthshaker's attacking your bottom tower. Spread out in case of an echo slam. Earthshaker's attacking your middle tower. Mind that shiny totem. Earthshaker's attacking your top tower. Watch the rock wall. Pudge is attacking your bottom tower. Don't let him take any bites out of you. Pudge is attacking your middle tower. If he's green, he's gonna be mean. Pudge is attacking your top tower. Ooh, mind the hook. Sand King's attacking your bottom tower. If his tail's thumping, get out of there. Sand King's attacking your middle tower. Keep an eye out for sandstorms. Sand King's attacking your top tower. He might burrow under you. Sven's attacking your bottom tower. If he's red, get the hell out of there. Sven's attacking your middle tower. If his eyes are glowing, he'll be fast. Sven is attacking your top tower. Oh, watch out for the stunning gauntlet. Tiny's attacking your bottom tower. The bigger he is, the harder his skin. Tiny's attacking your middle tower. Spread out or he'll toss you. Tiny's attacking your top tower. Oh, watch out for an avalanche. Wow, that one was... that was worse than normal. Whoa, don't go looking at me. That's your guys' fault. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh, gee, what'd you get us into this time? Oh, I've chosen the wrong team again. Oh, I'm so mad I could just keep doing this, I guess. Oh, cinnamon gravy! Well, I'll admit I'm partially to blame, I guess. Like 2% or something. Yeah, well, you get what you pay for, and I don't think anyone's paying us anything. Oh, wow. You were really not good at this. Well, now I'm with you every step of the way, old buddy. Even if you are terrible. You see, I done told you I was helping you. Well, hell, that wasn't half bad. Couldn't have done it better myself. I couldn't have done it at all myself. Well, that was pretty good. I've seen better, but not all that much better. Now, why can't you do that all the time? I know I don't say this enough, but you're doing great. For you. Now that is what I'm talking about. Oh dear. I'm gonna write that one down in my diary tonight. I'm glad I'm on your team. I suppose I should say something positive to you now. Unfortunately, I don't know how.